Hi. Let me get a better reflection here. The video. Okay, so I'm here. Um, I'm actually brushed my hair. I was able to put a little pin in my hair and actually um, put up my hair so it's not so messed up without a hairbrush. I actually did get a hairbrush. It was actually pretty cool. So I want to talk about my vision. I don't have my glasses. I know my people's on YouTube are used to my glasses, but I don't have my glasses right now. I just basically have to go back to eye doctor to get another pair. Um, I would use contacts, but during the coronavirus, I wouldn't think it would be really good to use eye stuff for my contacts, especially when germs are going around and stuff like that. So I want to talk about death. I had so many life death stuff, like my daughter's dad uh, made my daughter witness a event where I died, and my daughter is traumatized. My daughter's traumatized. The planet's traumatized. My local community is traumatized when they see me. When they see me, I look okay, but in real life, my daughter, Daniel Wilson, and Paul Anthony Hunt, who's Aaliyah's dad, went to Lake Sylvia one day without me. I wanted to go so bad, but instead I went to sleep, had a cup of coffee, and went to sleep. Over in a live Facebook video, um, they were gossiping about me over at Lake Sylvia. And they gossip about me at Lake Sylvia, which is Paul Anthony Hunt and Daniel Wilson. I don't even know how I even showed up, probably Voodoo Sabrina or something. Showed up because I was asleep the whole time while they were away. The real Sabrina Smith was on the real Sabrina Mirror Socks, or whatever you want to say. The adopted name is Sabrina Smith Serrano, whatever. But I have three names, which is the maiden name, adopted name, and the married name. I hate when they go back and forth between names. They can't. The public doesn't know which to figure out. They get used to one name, they get used to the good name, and I made a reputation for myself. I get a lot of slander these days from Paul Anthony Wiscon trying to regain his confidence and his ego. So I'm gonna destroy that right now because he's getting too ego. He gets really evil, like super evil when he gets happy. Um, so right now I want to explain on Sabrina Explains It All TV show. Um, he probably did witness Sabrina, Voodoo Sabrina that day, and my daughter did too, so did Daniel Wilson. Well, what happened was my daughter thought it was me, the real me, and my daughter's traumatized, okay? She's totally traumatized. I asked her what happened. I didn't know what happened. I check on her to make sure she's okay all the time. I kind of always wondered why I did that all the time to her. I always see traumatized eyes in her eyes all the time. I kind of always wondered why, and I finally solved my own mystery by a live Facebook video on Facebook. It was a real live Facebook reel where I like showed up when they were gossiping about me. Voodoo Sabrina did show up when they said Sabrina. Um, I my they put my daughter on the boat. I got on the boat because I didn't want Aaliyah to be in the boat because she could fall in because she was on the edge, right? And when I show up, and they've been gossiping on me, they know Paul Anthony Woodson has some trouble. They really do. They seriously do. I'm not kidding around, really. So, anyways, when I got on the boat to get her out, because I don't want her in there, because she's in there by herself, one thing, in the little tiny boat that Daniel Wilson wanted to go on. So she's in there, so I went in to the boat to get her, and get her out and kind of. So I'm on my way to get her out. Well, Paul Anthony Wisson went in the boat and pushed me into the water. I know how to swim, for surely do know how to swim in Lake Sylvia. I've been to Lake Sylvia so many times as a young person. I know how to swim. So I don't think Voodoo Sabrina knows how to swim. But I for surely know how to swim. The real spirit knows how to swim. So I don't know why she drowned there, but I had to go back in time for that person and bring her back to me. Because when she died, my daughter was traumatized. I was traumatized seeing the video on live on Facebook. Okay, they kept watching the video over and over and over. I was quite traumatized by the video, so I made all of Facebook go back and watch it again, go back in time, where I actually went over and like save myself from the grips of Paul Anthony Wissaha and alcoholic, evil drug addict Daniel Wilson, who gets no Social Security along with Lee and Ginger and the kids and Mike Crow, who brings too many crow birds around my house. So, also, they get no Social Security. I'm tired of it. They just spend it on alcohol and drugs. That's all they do. They don't even pay rent, bills, and nothing, luxury, nothing. So, anyways, I want to also continue on and explain that when I went to the boat, I grabbed the lead real quick. I was faster than Paul, and because it was happening a second time, and Paul Anthony was at work, and so was Daniel Wilson. He was just like still there doing it. So I basically went and grabbed Aaliyah and just walked away and like disappeared and put Aaliyah back. Aaliyah disappeared to her house at the hill, and I disappeared into my hotel. I don't like, when he like pushes me over and kills me, I'm really heavy. When you see Voodoo Sabrina, you kind of question if you're seeing the real Sabrina or not. Really. You want to know my ID, you want to know my blood, my urine, everything to make sure it's me. There's so many Voodoo Sabrinas. It's just ridiculous. I think a lot of people do methamphetamines when they try to take even a piece of hair from me and they eat it. They really do. They have to smoke methamphetamines and they have black hair. Try to get brown skin, but they're really white. It's really terrible. They have clear skin, but unbeknownst to me, I don't, because I have a history of severe acne problems. I'd go to the dermatologist and have the strongest medicine in the world called Accutane, which gets rid of acne on the face. So I took it 3 times a day when I was 17 years old, and took it and had blood tests monthly to make sure I wasn't pregnant, and I wasn't while taking the medication. My skin got clear. My face is actually pretty good compared to what it was before, because my face was pretty bad when I was 17 years old when I graduated high school. Actually, so bad. It was really bad. Really bad. So it's actually pretty clear right now. So I'm not pretty discouraged about my skin or my skin tone when I wear no makeup, because when I wore makeup with acne, it was really bad. So I'll continue on. So when I escaped, I have this disappearing thing that I do to bring myself to me. I still work in the spirits. I make the planet Earth by the spirits when it gets destroyed by lights, darkness. I tell instructions for the public what to do to the planet for work due to construction. They do eventually do it. I wait for my time and my transfer to be brought up and for someone to remember me. Also, I want to also continue on that when I do this in the spirit stuff, it actually is real. It does happen. Moving in the spirit is pretty real. Because that's the fruits of the spirit. Moving in the spirit is not necessarily a blocked shadow figure. It's mostly in the spirit is where you it's not imagination work. In the spirit is where you remember where your spirit was, or you take your spirit somewhere else. No one can eat someone's spirit because it's just terrible. You can't even bottle it up even, because it's impossible, because you'll die by eating too many spirits. So, and we'll choose God's spirit. So we live inside all the human spirits ever known, past, present, and future, live in God's spirit. Uh, all the human spirits live in God's spirit. So that's why I work in the spirit. I also send my spirit to other places. I'm able to have all my technology work that I have and actually have it more full functioning. And I could get the world to um, maximize full functioning Earth, to have everything working like it was in the 80s and 90s, have no coronavirus. And that's what people need. They need someone to be able to work and actually work in the spirit again, to actually have worldwide functioning technology, everything working without a shutdown, without a uh, without a house, what they call that? When the electricity goes off in the house, I forgot the name. When the electricity box goes out, not everyone relies on one electricity box. They rely on the main electricity, which is their local electricity utility place where they go to. I know Olympia has their own, Grace Hopper County has their own. Every county in Washington State has their own, and so does every state in the United States and Canada and other places in other areas on the planet. So that's what they do. They have their own local place where they go pay their electricity bill and stuff like that. So, moving on, I'm going to go off to explain. Working in the spirit is actually pretty fun. I actually find a lot of houses. I find a lot of stuff. I come up with really good ideas on my own. Actually, I'm able to find where I put everything. I really know what to say. I'm not really brain dead. I'm actually quiet because I listen a lot. Not very much is being said right now. A lot of people can hear me in their rooms, all across the world, in other galaxies, and other places. They actually want to hear what I have to say. So Popcorn Boy's mom and Popcorn Boy wanted to hear me. So I'm going to make a video, and that's what happened. Popcorn Boy and Popcorn Boy's mom is that I really talked about that with Danny this morning, and I really didn't like mentioning that this morning, but I really had to because, you know, it bothers me. It bothers my daughter. I mentioned it yesterday. I had to go through it one time with my brother Jojo. Um, so I really don't want to. He didn't really put me in a coffin. They did was that uh, Daniel Wilson got taken home. He thought he was gonna be charged for murder. He was super scared. Uh, to the point, they didn't want to visit me anymore. They didn't want to see me, look at me, anything. Also, he was taken home. He was super scared. The cops were going to be called because there's no Sabrina. My mom was going to call the cops on Paul and charge him for murder. I might as well charge him for manslaughter right now by just calling the DEA or something on Paul and Anthony Whitsenhut for the traumatization of my daughter mostly. So I think I'm going to call the DEA just to skip CPS and the fake police who never did nothing, who actually encourage Holy Spirit killing. So I'm gonna call the DEA right now, and hopefully they'll look into it, and the Attorney General to look into it, because Paul Anthony Whitsenhut is hooked on drugs, heroin, methamphetamines, and other street drugs and alcohol mixed. So he does a lot of mixed stuff, and I don't like it, especially when he smokes sativa. Sativa is where he gets really angry. He gets really hungry. He doesn't eat very much because he doesn't buy much food for himself and his daughter. He may have good money, not good money, but he don't buy any food. Aaliyah gets food from me most of all. I provide the food there for Aaliyah for the Tall family to cook for her. They cook it for her. I don't offer Aaliyah any human food or any inkling of food that would hurt her or harm her or give her the corona, just because Paul Anthony Whitsenhut lies a lot. When Paul Anthony Whitsenhut gets home from work, he's supposed to be happy to see your family and not be tired and go to bed. Actually supposed to enjoy your family with your daughter, actually have a talk and what happened, actually stay awake for once, not just go to sleep and be boring and disappoint my daughter? Why did you traumatize me? Why do you yell at me? And get all these questions from my daughter. He doesn't answer. So my daughter was actually traumatized, DEA, and she's still traumatized. Paul Anthony Whisenhunt does still get angry at Aaliyah Sapphire Whisenhunt and does still get angry with me, Sabrina Maria Sox, which is my maiden name. I had the divorce at 2020 due to the fact that I noticed a lot with my daughter being upset. That was very quite unusual when Paul Anthony Whisenhunt and my daughter go places and I stay home, I'm asleep. So I noticed these kind of stuff because I know my daughter. I raised her the whole time. Paul Anthony Whisenhunt was working the whole time. We're married for 22 years. I raised my daughter. I know what she's like, and I notice stuff like that, especially when there's a threats of child molestation from Paul Anthony Whisenhunt, his rapo, Daniel Wilson friend who likes to look at little girls and hold little girls' hands and actually try to hurt them with their psyche. And so does my brother JoJo. And so does Paul Anthony Whisenhunt. So I want to go off to explain that they lie too much. Their lies don't come true. So whoever's not honest on my planet or any other galaxy that I am in control of, even worlds and worlds of universes, galaxies, and eternities, and heavens, due to heaven's war, they do not get their word, power of words honored. They just don't. They just don't get their power of words honored because they're all lies. They lie down. They lie down a lot. They don't talk. They don't speak up about the truth. So they don't speak up when they have to because they're scared. They don't even deal with their own scaredness even. They just smoke it all away. Don't even go away. Just comes back stronger. They don't speak up on YouTube. They don't do anything at all. So yeah, so I want to go off to explain this because though I asked for the police to go check on them, they just made the whole situation worse. They try to buddy up with evil Whisenhunts and evil Todds, where I have to physically transfer the Todd family to feed my daughter and to let my daughter go places wherever she wants to go, and do what she wants to do. And actually, my daughter makes a lot more money, but due to Paul Anthony Whisenhunt's tax stuff and his own tax system is corrupt. I don't like dealing with Paul Anthony Whisenhunt's tax system. I came up with my own tax system at the year 2021. I really don't deal with the regular tax system of Paul Anthony Whisenhunt due to its corrupt. It's very corrupt that a lot of men made it corrupt. A lot of men are not in control of the world. They're not the CEO of the Galaxy 2 or the CEO of Worlds of Worlds of Eternities and Universes, Galaxies, and Heavens, since their spirit is inside God. G-O-D, capital G-O-D, that song on YouTube. So if you're out there and you don't deal with eternity, you're in serious trouble, especially if you didn't ask Jesus, Lord Christ, into your heart before you're 6 years old. You're in serious trouble, serious, especially if you're a male figure and you beat your wife, yell at your wife, look at other women, make accusations against your wife on cheating. Most likely you cheated. Most likely you have a thyroid problem, you smoke too much marijuana, and you're sedated, and you hallucinate, and you transfer people the wrong way when you hallucinate. So if you smoke marijuana, you're not a good person transferring no one. And a lot of people do smoke marijuana, and a lot of people do drink alcohol inside the home, mind you. Inside the fucking home. I'm sorry, kids, I had to say that. Because I don't know what the heck they're doing about smoking inside when a lot of people drink alcohol inside. Really, they drink alcohol inside the damn home. Even the police officers, the judge, everyone. So they all drink alcohol. I don't know what the heck they're doing. They have bottles and bottles of alcohol in the room later on, even putting it as like something to do in their office, the work office, with the little tiny puny things that's supposed to be a regular milk glass. Well, it's a bit puny, just this tall, for a glass of alcohol, um, which is just rubbing alcohol for medical supplies and stuff like that. Oh, but so you want to go off to, I want to go off to explain this because my daughter's been traumatized, DEA. I don't like the fact how they transfer us because they've been sedated. And alcohol is a sedative chemical. It sedates you, and you actually do have to deal with a lot of it wrecks families, and you will hear it raw indignation and that girl who didn't want to hear it, and you say, I know, yeah, you bitch. I don't like you. Yeah, I really don't, because you don't have a YouTube channel. I don't know you. I really don't know you. Just someone who just popped out of nowhere one day and just like tried to take over everything and try to make your husband the CEO of Raw Indian Nation. Yeah, you and your husband. Yeah, so you do see me on YouTube. You're gonna hear me again, and you will again and again. And actually, you don't think I really talk this much, but you actually don't ask me any questions. You're not friendly. You're actually very mean to me, and I don't like it. And so is your husband, because he doesn't do anything about my situation. He doesn't do anything about the cleanliness and drinking alcoholism inside the homes and smoking marijuana inside the homes of Tohola, Washington, 98587. So they might as well get a alcoholism and addiction, street drug addiction, and what do they call it? Marijuana addiction magazines for free over there, each person there. Not inside the clinic, and also to the tribal council too, because they smoke marijuana and drink alcohol inside the office, the tribal office, and the Joe Dela Cruz office. So stressed out, but me, I'm stressed out. You know what I get? Cup of coffee. Not because I'm bored, because a cup of coffee really does help me. It really does help me. My own food does help me, because my nickname is Beana to make too many beans. Coffee beans, lava beans, all kinds of beans everywhere at the store. They make so many beans out of stuff. Kidney beans, all kinds of beans, even seeds even. So many seeds out there. Yeah, look like beans to grow plants. So if you're out there and you don't deal with eternity, you're seriously in trouble, girl. Deal with it. And don't name a girl eternity, because they ain't going to work. You'll probably die because you'll try to take all someone's money. You won't come up with anything. You won't be able to deal with it. It's hard work. It really is. But God said I don't have to work hard, just work smarter. So there's no girls going to be named eternity for eternity. Like that. Because we all have to go to heaven. We don't got time for a girl to deal with it and be named eternity. Or a boy or a person's male name. Whatever. You drink alcohol on Cinco de Mayo, New Year's, and occasionally. So does the tribal council. The president of Quinault Indian Nation does, Vaughn Sharp, and all the past presidents did, and also the new president does too. And so does the vice presidents, which is very unappreciative to the human life of society and the planet. And they make too many accusations towards me and to everyone, and very hateful, very super incredibly hateful, and make too many accusations. And the power of numbers does go into effect right now. So I am calling all the clean people to gain up on all the addicted people, including mean addicted people. People are addicted to being mean. I'm getting up on all the mean people, because I really don't have to be nice to mean people. If you're nice to them, they're just gonna beat you up. So if they're mean to you, don't be nice back. So that Quail Indian Nation was mean to me. I'm taking away all the tribal council food. They don't get no food from me. They're probably gonna have to go eat squid or octopus. Or China food. Really gross China food. Or really gross Korea food. Yeah, you better believe me because I'm heard all the way in the Joe Delacruz office at the travel office and in the finance department and over at CJ's and over at each finance department person's room and whoever hears me out in the world through universes and galaxies, eternities and heavens as we all live in the spirit now. And that's how I'm going to set it. The original account holder, the sunshine is right behind me. It's super bright. So deal with it. You can't yell because I might as well just talk to DEA. So I get all these people, DEA, who just, just so hungry they don't even know how to eat. They can't feed themselves. They don't know how to get up to go into the kitchen, go to the bathroom. All these people are so hungry. You just sit in front of the TV and watch too much TV. They don't even think about what the next meal they're gonna have. Um, it's just ridiculous. Just completely ridiculous. So, DEA, I'm gonna call right now all the clean people and outnumber all the addicted people who I classify as addicted people, even to meanness. So I'm calling all the clean people to gang up on all the addicted people because of drug pushers. Drug pushers. Drug pushers from the medical world. Bunch of drug pushers giving people too much medication when they could get kidney disease by too many pills. So right now I want to talk about the facts, not the Facts of Life, that TV show, but the facts. So it's hard to mention this, but I really have to have us all be in the spirit because of the fact that we lived a lot longer. There was no coronavirus, COVID-19 back in the 80s and 90s. So that's going to happen. So right now I'm going to actually deal with that girl, but she's seriously sick right now. She just didn't have the strength to even do anything, to even go take care of all her medical needs, but has time to get angry and fight because she can hear me in her room. So right now I also want to explain that Sabrina Explains It All TV show on YouTube. That is what I have to explain. DEA about the traumatization of my daughter. She witnessed my death in front of her eyes, was cried all the way home. Instantly stopped crying when she saw me in the bed. I got up, they were home. Instantly stopped crying. My daughter was so confused. She didn't know what to think. She was just glad I was alive and glad to be home. She was so traumatized. I could see her eyes. Something happened. I didn't know what because I just woke up. I wasn't fully awake yet. I took a live Facebook video to figure it out, seeing this traumatized video and my daughter's being traumatized like she was in the video and actually having to reverse the video, actually escape the video and have them not show the video again. But DEA, if you need to see the video, you will find the video. And the one video where I did escape with my daughter. I did have to escape Paul Anthony Whisenhunt, Attorney General, due to the fact he followed me around since I was 9 years old when I got back from foster care and lived here with my mother, and got back and went to church regularly, went to school every day, summer school. Paul Anthony Whisenhunt and his mother and brother lived down the street in those tiny houses they have down there by the railroad tracks, in the one closest to the corner of the regular houses next door. Um, so I don't appreciate the Todd Wizenhunt family looking for people, especially when the Todd family is seriously in trouble for uh, having COVID and coronavirus and COVID-19 and COVID. Due to the fact uh, they eat a lot of pharmacy food. They eat a lot of pharmacy food. Uh, I noticed my local pharmacy, Holcomb Rite, is missing a lot of medication. And also the other pharmacies are too. So I'm seriously thinking about the Todd family eating too much and getting sick off of it. It's kind of sad, but I kind of want to also explain that not everyone gets to see me every day. So you see the pain in my eyes when I see the pain in my daughter's eyes that day when I saw her when I was just waking up and wanted to have my morning coffee or whatever, or my afternoon coffee with my lunch. There was no lunch in the fridge or in the cupboard because Paul Anthony Woodson spent all the money on his addiction of marijuana. So I had a cup of coffee so I won't be hungry. Also to get powerful antioxidants in my diet, and also to take medication later at night so I actually get some dinner and go to sleep. So I do blame everything on him because he's been around me, following me around all over town. When I went to Ocean Shores one time at the year 2020, his boss told him to go to Ocean Shores after I've been to Ocean Shores. It's just ridiculous, really, really ridiculous. So I don't like being followed or stalked unless I request them, because my daughter requests that he be her dad, and also me and my daughter did declare Paul Anthony Wizenhunt died due to the fact he's too terrible to me and my daughter, and the Quinault Indian Nation judge won't do a thing. And also, I really don't want to deal with the mess of his body, really. So, who's living with them? His mom has to get the death certificate and bury him. Because he's a walking dead person. It's the truth. He's a walking dead person. Because he goes out on COVID days. Goes out on COVID days. Okay, that's what you need to hear, Popcorn Boy. And thank you for the magazine and Popcorn Boy's mom. Maybe by one click you can get with Aaliyah Sapphire Wizenhunt with One Click Ministries. By one click you can make it all go away. So that you don't have to hear the pain and suffering of mental anguish, the real stuff I had to go through live on Facebook. Also, I want to talk about a lot of other people's what they saw. They're actually quite traumatized when they see me. They really are. They really are quite traumatized. I'm quite traumatized. I even saw the video. I even saw the video that even was in the hospital even. That it was, yeah, it even quite traumatized. I was even buried. It even quite traumatized. I had to sleep for like thousands and trillions of years at the year 2021. Me and my daughter. Well, Paul Anthony Wizenhunt does drugs. Alright, let's do something about this DEA. I'm calling all DEA and all clean people the power of numbers. who are not addicted to a bad attitude. Uh, so let's do this. The dirty people. Addicted people. All right.